Hello and thank you for joining me. Today I would like to talk to you about a few books which I've recently read. So let's get on with it. I'll try to keep it as brief as possible. So the first one I would like to talk to you about is a children's picture book. It's called The Fairy and the Butterfly. I have the Portuguese edition. The book is available in 3 languages, English, Portuguese and Bulgarian. The story is by Bianca Bowers and the illustrations are done by Mina Anguelova. Check out this beautiful color, this beautiful cover. Isn't it gorgeous? The story is briefly about a fairy that's not very happy with herself and the way she looks, so she kind of buries herself in a little bit of misery until she meets a caterpillar, and things go from there. I don't want to spoil it for you, so you'll just have to check it out. Just want to give you my thoughts on the book. I thought, first of all, the reason why I bought the book is because I was researching how to do a children's book, because I'm interested in doing one as well, in doing several. So I found this one. I came across Mina Anguelova's YouTube channel, and I love the book cover. I mean, the artwork, isn't it gorgeous? It's I love green. It's a beautiful color, and the contrast, the black with the light here, it just really stands out, and it feels really like a really nice book. It's matte cover. Also, it's been printed with KDP print, and I was looking forward how it will come out, because I have made a photographic book with using KDP print before, but not to this extent, like full cover illustrations. So I was curious to see the quality. And while the covers, the front and the back cover, they're not very thick, but they are still quite they're good. They're really nice to the touch, and the colors came out beautiful. I was watching Mina's video, and she said the illustrations came just as she made them, the colors are true. And I'll show you a few. I thought the illustrations are beautiful. I think it's like an artistic book. It's not just like a picture book, like silly children's book or something like that. It's quite artistic. The only thing is, I would say some of the illustrations are a bit strong, I think maybe for some younger kids. I don't know what age exactly they've aimed the book at, but yeah, I mean, they're not too strong. It's just, yeah, some of them are a bit, yeah, I'll show you the back, for example. This one looks a bit like from a horror movie, so I don't know, to me anyway, but yeah, it's a bit strange, but it's good. That's what makes this book unique. It's a different perspective on how fairies look, and yeah, it's really interesting. So let me just show you. I'll show you some of the illustrations. I don't want to show you too much, just in case. Yeah, I don't know. I'll just show you, the colors are so bright. Look at these. Isn't it just beautiful? My favorite illustration is at the end of the book, but I will not show you that one because it's the end of the book, so you have to check it out for yourself. But yeah, and I'll show you the first few pages as well, because you can check them online for free as a free sample, so you can see if you like it. So yeah, I think this would make a really nice gift for someone who deals with maybe self-esteem issues, doesn't believe in themselves too much, or yeah, it just needs a little bit of a nudge to believe in them a bit more than they are. So yeah, first of all, as I said, I love the illustrations. The artwork is beautiful, and I think it would be a very good present, especially for an adult. It's a small book, but yeah, I think it would make a really nice gift. Okay, so now let's go to the second book, which is Given to Fly by Estrada, a fellow author I've interviewed recently. And while I expected this book to be beautiful, I did not expect to, it's not that I didn't expect it. I didn't know what to expect. I wanted to go into it just being surprised. I don't like reading everything about a book or book reviews which tell you the plot and stuff like that. I want to experience the book for myself, knowing as little as possible about the book. So the only thing I knew about the book is that it's a middle grade book, and the main character is a boy, John Rivers, who dreams about flying. So I briefly read the description on Amazon because I was like, oh, I really want to see what this is about. I can't contain myself, but I kind of I've read it only briefly. As I said, I wanted to enjoy the book for myself. And as you can see, it's not a very thick book, but let me tell you, it's a book that I think should be enjoyed, should be read, first of all, both by adults and children. I think by reading this, you get to relive once again how it was to be a child and do not naughty things, but go exploring, as we once did when we were kids. Everyone was once a kid. Hopefully some of us, or if all of us, still maintain that quality within ourselves. So I think this book is a perfect example why books are magical and why they will always be read, why stories are so wonderful and why they will always be enjoyed by people in whichever format they come, ebook or print. I just thought it's a book that, like J.D. Estrada achieved an amazing thing with this book. There's no violence in this book, not like there's no violence. The only thing that's a bit more angry, it's a lamp. Just to give you an example, it's a lamp that may burst into flames if she gets a bit angry. But that's just to give you an example of what J.D. created. The way he made these people and these characters, it's really funny. It made me smile a lot, and I even cried a little bit. Maybe not cried, but I had my eyes in tears a little bit. It's a special book. I think more people should read it, as many as possible, because as mentioned, it's a book that contains no violence, and in a world that is so full of negative news and people just being so stressed about jobs and things like that, and wars that take place in other places, this is a book that really makes you feel like a kid and gives you hope again. So it's not just about flying, it's about different kind of flying and where you can find that feeling. What I would say about the book, for example, I love the back cover where you can read a little bit about the story, but I like the front cover. The only thing I would say about the book, not negative but constructive, so I found a few errors which I'm sure JD will correct. Being an indie author, he's able to do that very quickly, and I think he already did some of them. And the other thing I would mention is the title. You can't really read I'm looking on the camera here, and you can't really see the title as much. I don't know if it would stand out more if it was in complete white or a different color, given to fly. I don't know if this was intentional. Maybe it was intentional so the house stands out more. But yeah, that's my only thing I would say. If I want to show it to someone, I just want them to read it, to read the title as easy as possible. So it's a book that really shows. It's a perfect example why books are magical. And as mentioned, J.D. Estrada is an independent author, and if anyone has any doubts about like indie publishing, or oh, indie publishing are bad, indie published books are bad, I would hand them this book and I would say, read it and then we'll see what you think about indie publishing. So yeah, I loved the way it was formatted, the chapter headings, but main thing is the story. I really loved this story so much. It's like, I don't know how to say, like what to say, because I don't want to spoil it. As I said, I just wanted to experience for yourself. I don't like going into a book and knowing what's going to happen. That usually puts me off from reading the story for a very long time, if not for all time. So just know this is a book about a boy who dreams about flying, and he finds this house that's on top of a tree, kind of, and things, he goes inside, and from there on, yeah, really awesome things happen. It's a book full of wisdom and giggles. Really made me giggle, and it's a memorable book. I would, if I had a kid, a boy or a girl or both, I also mentioned in my review, I would gift wrap this book carefully and just put it on the Christmas tree and give it for them to read. I would have loved this book when I was 11 or even younger, because I used to read when I was from a very young age. So thank you so much, JJ, for writing this book. I can't wait to read your other stuff. I previously read Only Human, and I knew I was going to like enjoy a good book, but I'm just so happy. This is beyond expectations. Really touched my heart. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, JD Estrada, Given to Fly. Please check out the interview I did with JD last week. So now I would like to talk to you about a book that I've just received last night. This is meant to be my gift for my partner. It's a poetry book by Bianca Bowers. Has a butterfly on the cover and the back cover, and this is, I've only briefly looked through it. I found some really nice passages. The reason why I bought this book, I don't read poetry as much, but I want to be supportive of other indie authors, and this book really sounded like an interesting approach towards poetry. It feels like a little bit like a novel, but in verse. She says that she woke up from a dream and scribbled, and it follows. So this is her fifth poetry book. It's called Butterfly Voyage, as you can see. And as the reason why I bought it, not just because I wanted to support the author, who's an Australian, she lives in Australia, and I wanted to get this as a gift for my partner. He used to write poetry when he was in high school. I met him after we finished high school. We met while we were at university in the UK, and he now works in IT. And I wanted to give him this book because I have a feeling he might enjoy this. I want to get him to maybe write poetry. I don't know if he's gonna do it because he's just very focused on his job at the moment. But I just think this is something he would appreciate. Maybe he doesn't read novels as much, but I think he would enjoy poetry more. And yeah, so as I said, I haven't read much from it because I just got it last night, but this book contains also some illustrations. Let me find, and let me show you. quite a thick book, as you can see, and I think it's 9 by 6, 6 by 9. I'll show you in comparison with the other books. So yeah, it's a little bit bigger. I've previously read Pressed Flowers, collection of poetry by the same author, but I just wanted to get one in print because, you know, print books, you can't really make, I mean, you can make an ebook as a gift, but it's not the same to give it to someone. It's a tangible thing, and yeah, I think it has better effect, and you can check it out also if you want to see what it contains. I mean, not to see exactly what it contains, but to have an idea. You can check out the contents when you look at the samples, either online or, you know, Kindle. You can see what kind of poems, what kind of poems it contains. It says, in my 5th poetry book, I invite you to suspend the disbelief and enter the magical world of Butterfly Voyage. This is exactly why I wanted to get this. A world of cryptic messages, poetry, parables, fables, and sketches that will inspire you to heal emotional wounds, rewrite disempowering narratives, and rediscover the magic that is your authentic self. It's also my partner's color. I mean, he doesn't really have a favorite color, but if he were to choose, I think he would choose blue. He always says that life is not pink, life is blue. As in, blue is a really beautiful color, not that life is terrible or something, or like sad. It's just he prefers saying life is blue. So yeah, and this is it. I also have one more good news. I was quite upset a few days ago because my book was banned in Europe, my debut novel, but yesterday I found out that now it is available in Europe as well, so I can order author copies from here, and it's so much cheaper to order them in case I want to contact independent bookshops for them to ask them if they want to have my books in their bookshops for sale. And I'm really happy that the people at Amazon customer service, they got in touch with me. I had pretty bad experience with the customer service, but lately I think they're trying to get things better. I mean, my recent experience is positive. They sorted out my book. Is not, although I still don't know why it was banned. It looks available now in stock. It can arrive by Christmas if you order it, if you're in the UK or anywhere at all. So I don't know how long it will. I hope there won't be any other issues with it. I hope it will just be available, because it's just ridiculous. Why it was even banned in the first place, I don't know. But yeah, I'm really happy that they managed to sort that out. So I don't have it in that one in print yet. I'll order some copies in the future for the English version, because I've recently updated the cover. But I'll show you the French translation that I've recently published. Touche Velour, Velvet Touch. I showed the book the other day when I was unboxing it, but this is better light, natural light. So you can see this is a 5x8 size, printed with KDP print, because you can do that, because I mean I've been printing them with them ever since. I haven't used Great Space, which now is merging to KDP print. I don't know why they did that. They should have been just KDP print from the beginning, but yeah, it was strange. But yeah, as I said, now you can just print with them. And this is a matte cover, the same with all my books except my non-fiction book for my father, which is titled Sculptures by Bianca Cristea, Carving with Passion. That one has a glossy cover. So yeah, I like the feel of it. And yeah, this is it. If you want to check it out, please do. It's not for kids, definitely for adults. But yeah, it's about the story. If you haven't heard me talk about it before, it's about a writer who loses his wife and baby in a car crash, and what happens from there. They live not isolated, but they live in a remote village in the Carpathian Mountains, and yeah, they're expecting their first baby, and then something horrible happens, and he's left on his own with his dog, Hugo. And some new people come into his life, and really their lives are all changed. So yeah, I really hope you enjoy it. I wrote that book like 2 years ago. I started more than 2 years ago to write it, and I published it in 2017. So yeah, I'm just talking about it now just because of the French translation, but I am going to write other books with some characters from this book in the future. At the moment I'm focused on my non-fiction book for writers. So this is it, the books I wanted to talk to you about. I'll just show you the main books. They're all like indie published books. So really a bunch of nice colors there. This is another thing about print books. You just enjoy, even if you have a Kindle Fire or whatever, still it's not the same. Like I was watching a movie the other night, Fahrenheit 451, I think, and it was about living in a world where people are burning books, which made no sense. Like why would, because they still had a few books like the Bible and two more books, but yeah, and I felt like it was like why they were burning the books. It didn't quite make sense in the story. I understand why someone would want to do that, although that would be horrible. Why would you really want to do that? But I felt it wasn't very well accentuated in the movie. But it was really beautifully shot, and the ending was really well done. Like I felt it's worth watching. But yeah, as I was saying, there's like these people that were like memorizing the books. They were the book themselves. One of them memorized like 14,000 books. He was testing. He asked the main character to test him. It was really interesting. But yeah, as I was saying, why it's a different thing when you touch a book and you read, and everyone is free to make their own opinion. I would hope that we live in a world where we have the freedom to do what we want, to believe in what we want. Yeah, so this is the reason why I'm an independent author, and yeah. So thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. In the future, I am planning to do more interviews with authors. I hope to do one with the author of this book, the illustrator. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do one with the writer of the story, but I'm doing one with the illustrator. As I said, I'm interested in publishing children's books myself, and I did find someone I hope to work with. It's just a matter of saving money to be able to afford to pay for illustrations. So yeah, keep an eye on the channel. There's more good stuff coming, hopefully. Please let me know what you think, what you would like to see more, what you enjoy more. I know my videos are quite long, but I guess I could cut from them to make them shorter when I'm like stumbling across words or whatever. But I just like when I watch videos when the person is just having like a conversation with a friend, you know. I don't want to cut, split and everything and just make it like so polished. We express ourselves, and it's just the way we express ourselves. Sometimes we make mistakes. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for your time. Please check out these books. Depending on what you like. I think my favorite of all of them for now, I mean, one of them I haven't read, but yeah, my favorite is this one, as I mentioned, Given to Fly. But they're all different, like poetry book, children's book, novel for kids, although as I said it's very good for adults. So you have plenty of variety. That's the beauty of enjoying books and stories. There's something for everyone. Thank you so much and have a lovely afternoon.